All right, welcome back, Decoders. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is, I'm coming to you from Germany tonight again, my last night in Germany before I go to Albania with my girlfriend. So, still going to be in the same time zone, but most of you guys will still be ahead of me, or behind me, actually, should I say. So, yeah, let's see who's in the chat. Right now it says I got 10 in the chat. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me and the screen's clear. I know that Donut Factory, big YouTube channel, he's live right now with Waters Above, so might be a little bit less dense in the chat tonight, but I think I'll still get a good enough turnout. Okay, getting the thumbs up. Thanks, guys, for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Hi, Richard and Rick and Ethereal Expressions and Patty and El Paculi, Joshua, Visionary Vet, Mariana, Serverbot. Welcome to all you guys. So I'm just going to try to jump in as soon as possible here, as usual. And then towards the end, I'll do some more talking with the chat and everything. So this decode is pretty much inspired by, what all the stuff that happened on February 5th. And if you guys weren't tuning into the things that happened, there was some strange things happening on February 5th. So I just wanted to bring these together. I started looking into these things and I was like, I'm noticing there's a connection to the dragon year. You guys know I've been talking about the year of the dragon coming up. And let me tell you, everything that happened on February 5th, was tied together to the dragon year, okay? And I'm going to expose the narrative I'm seeing here. It's all tied to Taylor Swift as well. I'm not going to leave her out of this. So basically, let me go over the events, okay? And then we'll go into the decode. So you guys heard that King Charles, he revealed that he had cancer on February 5th, okay? That same day, you had the iPet Goat, Heliofont, who originally made the iPet Goat video. They reposted their video to their channel after taking it down last year. If you guys didn't go see Joseph Aquaviva 2222's video about that, he exposes how they took it down and put it back up on their channel perfectly, 153 days apart, which was the number of that iPet Goat number. It was my pet goat, I think, equals 153. So if you didn't see his video, check out his video. Again, so you had King Charles with cancer, you had iPet Goat being relisted or re-uploaded, and then you had Toby Keith die of cancer at the same time. So Toby Keith dies of cancer the same day that King Charles announces that he has cancer. So I started doing a deep dive into this, and I'm going to show you guys what I found and what I think is going on here. Okay, so we're going to jump into the first connection, right? So a lot of people don't know this. And in fact, I want to give a big shout out to one of my subscribers a few months back who let me know that let me start with this first. Okay. So King Charles announces he has cancer, right? Now, King Charles used to be the Prince of Wales, and Wales, of course, has the dragon on their flag, right? The red dragon. You guys know I've been talking a lot about the red dragon, which is mentioned in the book of Revelations. It says there's a fiery red dragon that's falling, right? And he's pursuing the woman, okay? So I've talked a lot about that in my prior decodes. So King Charles is associated with the dragon because he used to be the Prince of Wales that has the red dragon, okay? Also, his son right now, Prince William, is currently the Prince of Wales. So if something were to happen to King Charles, again, the Prince of Wales would become the King of England, right? So always going to be associated with this dragon on the Welsh flag. So you guys can see down there at the bottom that it's called the Welsh dragon, okay? And the Welsh dragon equals dragon year. And this is a big number I've been talking about with this red dragon symbolism is the number 54, okay? So the Welsh dragon equals the dragon year with two 54s and a direct match in both ciphers, okay? Not only that, but from the day that King Charles became the king of the dragon or the prince of the dragon country on July 1st, 1969, to the day of the dragon year this year on February 10th is exactly 54 years and 224 days. Okay. What's interesting about this is dragon year equals 54. So this is 54 years from when King Charles became the prince of the dragon. Okay. A Prince of Wales, right? And it's 224 days. Well, in Gematria, enter the dragon equals 224. And we're also in the year 224. So what a perfect connection from King Charles becoming Prince of Wales officially to the dragon year this year is 54224, which goes perfectly with this. Now, his mother, Queen Elizabeth, who died in 2022, she became queen in a dragon year, guys. I didn't know this, but Queen Elizabeth literally became queen in a dragon year, okay? And she became queen on February 6th, okay? And I'm talking about how that was announced that King Charles had cancer one day before his mother's anniversary of her becoming queen, okay? And again, this February 6th date is hugely tied with the queen. This is when she became queen. In Gematria, queen equals 26, crown equals 26, 62. There's so much with the 26 and the 62, okay? But again, just remember throughout this decode that his mother, Queen Elizabeth, became a queen in the dragon year, okay? And again, this 54 is huge, right? All tying back to the flag of Wales, okay? So now here's where it gets interesting, right? So I want to give a big shout out to a subscriber that mentioned this to me a few months back, and I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but he pointed out, or she pointed out, that King Charles and Queen Elizabeth were both connected to the guy who inspired Count Dracula, okay? So look at this article here. King Charles is actual descendant of the real life Count Dracula. The reason I'm bringing up Dracula here is because in the language, Draco or Dracula or Dracul means dragon, okay? So essentially, Dracula and dragon are synonymous, okay? I know they're different in a way, but Dracula can literally be translated to dragon, okay? And King Charles just happens to be a descendant of Dracula, okay? of the real life Count Dracula, not the fantasy version. Anyway, here's the article. The real life Count Dracula, a fictional character who was based on Vlad Tepes, who is actually related to King Charles, but only a few people knew that, but it's completely true. The king is actually the great-great-grandson, 16 times removed, of Vlad the Impaler, this guy right here, Vlad the Impaler. There were many royal families that have emerged since King Charles III took throne, but this one has to be the most random one of them all. So anyways, this is the character, Vlad III, or Vlad the Impaler, okay, that inspired Dracula, the vampire, right? And King Charles is related to him, okay? And again, Dracula is essentially means dragon, okay? Draco or Dracul means dragon, all right? And just look at the gematria, guys. What are the chances that Charles is supposedly a descendant of Vlad III, and Vlad III equals 66 and 123 like Charles? Now remember, Charles is the third. He's also the third, just like Vlad was the third. So Vlad the Impaler, right? And yeah, it's very clear that they're tying the Dracula in with the dragon, okay? And I'm going to prove that throughout this decode. And so yeah, just remember this as we go through the decode, that Dracula and King Charles are very tied, okay? Now, Another thing to remember here is that if you go into the history of Vlad the Impaler, the name Dracula, which is known primarily as the name for a vampire, was for centuries known as the sobriquet of Vlad III. Diplomatic, sorry guys, hold on. Diplomatic reports and popular stories refer to him as Dracula, Draculia, or Dracula. Already in the 15th century, he himself signed his letters as Draculia. I don't know how to say some of this. His name and had its origin in the sobriquet of his father, Vlad Dracul. Okay, so his father was Vlad Dracul, and Vlad Dracul stands for Vlad the Dragon. Okay, so Dracul. Okay, and here's the gematria just to prove it. Dracul is the word for dragon, and it equals dragon in gematria. Okay, Dracul means dragon, and it equals dragon. Okay, again, no doubt in my mind that this 59 is a huge number this year. Okay, I've talked about it before, but because we're in the year of the dragon, the 59 is going to be an important number to watch out for because it's connected in so many ways. Now look at this, guys. Look at Vlad the Dragon. Okay, his father, Dracula's father, Vlad the Dragon, equals 59. Like dragon, like Dracul. Okay, and his real name was Vlad Dracul, which equals 59. Notice that London, England equals 59. King Charles, a descendant of Dracula, supposedly. He's in London, England, which equals 59. And just look at the word bloodthirsty. And bloodthirsty has to do with the vampire, right? Well, bloodthirsty also equals 59. And this king, Vlad the Impaler, was known for his bloodthirstiness. And his basically he was a savage, right? He didn't have any emotions, I don't think. He was a killer, okay? So he was bloodthirsty. So again, I'm not making this stuff up, guys. This was an article. King Charles is an actual descendant of Count Dracula, okay? And then you have Vlad the Dragon, who was the father of Count Dracula, equaling 59, like dragon and like Dracul, like bloodthirsty, right? And like London, England. That's where Charles, calls home. All right, all with 59. Yeah, good point. You have Vladimir Putin right now, who is one of the biggest people on the world stage, right? So you got that Vlad connection, Vladimir. And so yeah, 59, big number. But it gets even crazier, right? So remember, iPet Goat was re-uploaded to their YouTube, okay? Was re-uploaded to the Heliofont YouTube the same day that King Charles announced the same day that he announced he had cancer, okay? So this is hugely tied to Obama. Remember in the iPad Goat, they zoom in on Obama's tooth, which is looking like a fang, okay? So Obama's tooth looks like a fang in iPad Goat, and he's right next to a dragon. Well, I just told you that the dragon is tied to the vampire or Dracula. They come from the same root word, Dracu, or Draco, okay? And so what is the chances that Obama has the fang, which connects to the vampire, and right next to him is the dragon on the board, okay? And remember, there was this show that came out in 2022 called House of the Dragon, which is a Game of Thrones spinoff. It's all about dragons, okay? So the House of the Dragon is essentially the House of Windsor, or it's just a house, a royalty, right? So who is the House of the Dragon, right? Well, look at this. Notice that House of the Dragon equals Barack Hussein Obama II, his full name, 181. And yesterday, the day that it was announced, yesterday was the day it was announced that he had cancer, and the same day that Toby Keith died of cancer, and also the same day they re-uploaded iPad Goat. And in iPad Goat, Obama has the fang like Dracula, and he has the dragon next to him. Obama equals House of the Dragon, and it was 181 days before Obama's birthday yesterday. House of the Dragon, 181. Barack Hussein Obama II, 181. Remember, Obama also equals dragon in your reverse ciphers right here. Okay. Now we got to go to King Charles because King Charles was became king when his mother died on the 251st day of the year. And look what House of the Dragon equals 251. Okay. Remember, his mother was elected in a dragon year. Okay. His mother was elected in a dragon year and she died on the 251st day of the year. House of the Dragon equals 251. And so simultaneously, you had the mother dying, the House of the Dragon being passed to King Charles. Okay. And it's not a coincidence that she died and he became king on 59 date numerology. Well, I already told you about the 59. So you have two connections to the day that she died, the queen, connecting to the House of the Dragon and the dragon. Okay. Dragon equals 59, like Dracul, like Dracula, Dracul and dragon. He became king on 59 date numerology. 9 plus 8 plus 20 plus 22 equals 59. Dragon 59, Dracul 59. Okay. I see Joseph's in the chat. Much love, brother. How you doing? Thank you guys for stopping in today. So anyways, guys, no doubt in my mind that this is tied to both King Charles and Barack Obama perfectly and exactly why they announced. But just wait till I get to the Toby Keith stuff. That's going to be the main focus of this decode because the Toby Keith stuff is insane, guys. All right. So before I get into Toby Keith, I want to bring up all these connections. Okay. So here is the show called House of the Dragon. Okay. And its first episode was called The Heirs of the Dragon. Okay. Hold on. Its first episode was called The Heirs of the Dragon. That was the first ever episode of House of the Dragon. Okay. The Heirs of the Dragon equals 205. Okay. Like the Prince of Wales. Remember, King Charles was originally the Prince of Wales that has the red dragon on their flag. What are the chances that the Heirs of the Dragon matches Gematria 205, like Prince of Wales, like a Game of Thrones? Remember, this was a Game of Thrones, right? The show's called Game of Thrones. This is a spin-off of the show. Game of Thrones equals Prince of Wales in all three ciphers, guys. What are the chances of that? Game of Thrones, Prince of Wales, right? Not only that, it equals the red dragon, which is mentioned in Revelation. Remember, the red dragon is on the flag of Wales. Okay, so what are the chances that all this matches, guys? No chance. Also, I talked about how Charles is a descendant of Vlad the Impaler. Vlad the Impaler also has similar gematria in gematria, okay? And look at this. King of England, which is what Charles is, also has the 65, like United Kingdom. Like Vlad the Impaler, he's a descendant of the red dragon on the Prince of Wales flag. Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, Prince of Wales. This is not just in one cipher, guys. Okay. And I wanted to point out in my last slide. Hold on a second. I wanted to point out that they called themselves the Order of the Dragon. Okay. Dracula was part of the Order of the Dragon, which reminds us of like the Jesuit order, right? Which I believe this is all the Jesuit order. They just have a different name for themselves. Order of the Dragon, right? So if you just like when we do the Jesuit order code, we usually just type in Jesuit order, right? So if you type in Dragon order, okay, like you would type in Jesuit order, you get 119 and 65, which once again matches King of England. So King of England equals Dragon order, okay? Equals the red dragon, okay? Equals Prince of Wales. This is insane, guys. Look, Elizabeth II even has the 65. Dragon Order 65, Prince of Wales 65, Game of Thrones, the Red Dragon, Vlad the Impaler, United Kingdom, King of England, all 65. This 65 number is becoming one of my biggest numbers, okay? This 65 number is all over the place, guys. I talked about this in my American Pi decode. 65 is a huge number. It's absolutely huge. And again, not a coincidence that all these things match. And look at the second episode of House of the Dragon. It's titled The Rogue Prince, like Charles was the Prince of Wales, and it equals Prince of Wales. The Rogue Prince equals Prince of Wales. So this whole show was tied to Queen Elizabeth and King Charles, right? It came out just before King Charles became king, Only a few days before, guys, August 21st, House of the Dragon airs, and on September 9th or 8th, he became king. So I don't know how many days. I think it was like 18 days later, okay? So what are we decoding exactly? What's the end goal? I'm exposing how all the events that happened on February 5th are tied to the Dragon Year and King Charles being the dragon, the House of the Dragon, and Barack Obama being in the I Pet Goat movie that was re-uploaded on the same day. Okay, you had two people in the news about cancer. King Charles and Toby Keith died of cancer, and then you had the I Pet Goat being re-uploaded on all on the same day. Okay, so that's what we're decoding. We're decoding how everything on that day was tied to the dragon and the house of the dragon and Satan, who is the dragon that falls, right? Yeah, I'm going to get to that, Joseph. Wait till you guys see how this is tied to Taylor Swift. Okay, it's absolutely insane. So, anyways, remember, in the I Pet Goat movie, you have Draco. Draco means Draco or dragon, guys. Here's Draco. This was uploaded the same day the House of the Dragon, King Charles, announced he had cancer. Okay? And here's Dragon. Draco means dragon. And this was re-uploaded just on the same day, okay? February 5th. Here's the description of Draco. False flags, guys. False flags, wars, mountains of bureaucratic and legal framework. So this is the sorcerer, Draco. Draco equals 516 like red dragon. Remember, King Charles was the Prince of Wales with the red dragon, which is mentioned in Revelation, red dragon, okay? September 8th is when King Charles became king. That means it was 516 days. So Charles announced that he had cancer 516 days after he became king, okay? What are the chances of that, guys? Red dragon, 516. Draco 516. This was also the same day that the video featuring Draco was re-uploaded, okay? Both with the 516 days, and he announces he has cancer, okay? And he is the red dragon, guys. Okay? If you guys missed the beginning of the stream, you don't understand how King Charles is tied to the dragon and Dracula, you have to go back and watch, okay? No, I'm not predicting anything, Archive. I'm decoding things. I mean, I'm predicting that the Dragon Year is going to be one heck of a year, but I'm not predicting anything specific. So, but thank you. I wasn't offended. I just wanted to explain because maybe you missed the beginning. But anyways, yeah. So the red dragon, again, what do you guys think of this? 516 days equals red dragon, and he announces he has cancer. 516 days, right? And now we have to get into the crazy symbolism, okay? So look at this, guys. Just look at this. Most people already know that Taylor Swift was signed, open the door. Toby Keith opened the door for Taylor Swift. Everyone's already circulating this around the internet. This is what everyone already knows. But what I'm going to show you is how this is perfectly tied to Satan and the dragon, okay? This is absolutely insane, okay? So first of all, Taylor Swift wore the red dragon dress, okay? She's a representative of the red dragon, okay? Toby Keith opened the door for the red dragon queen to enter the country music scene, okay? Toby Keith, he's the usher. Remember, Usher is at the Super Bowl. Toby Keith opened the door. He's the usher for the dragon, guys. He died right before the Dragon Year starts, which means he's ushering in the Dragon Year. Toby Keith is the opener of the door, the usher of Taylor Swift's Super Bowl appearance, okay? This is so clear. Okay, one of his last big hit songs was called Red Solo Cup, okay? And I've been talking about the color red, and as soon as I saw this song, I knew it was tied to Taylor Swift and the red, and I was dead on, okay? Red Solo Cup, why do they call it a red solo cup? So high in quality, so low in price. Do you guys get what I'm showing you right now? Do you guys get what I'm showing you right now? So high, so low. What does that sound like? Does that not sound like Revelations 10 or not? Luke 10:18, where I saw Satan, the dragon, fall from a high place to a low place. High to low. The red solo cup represents the high falling to the low, as above, so below. Okay? High, low. That's why they call it a red solo cup. Solo means so low, going low, falling to earth. So, yeah, so basically, what I'm saying is, remember, in Revelations, in the same chapter that I've already mentioned before, Revelations 12:9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, okay? The dragon is also known as the old serpent. And look at the gematria of old serpent and red solo cup. It's a perfect match in all four ciphers. Not only that, Toby Keith, the guy who's famous for the red solo cup, equals 128 and 47, like old serpent, like red solo cup. But old serpent is a direct match to red solo cup in all four ciphers. And the solo cup is all about falling so high to so low, okay? The solo cup. And Taylor Swift is the red dragon. He's ushering in. That's why he died in the rabbit year, at the very end of the rabbit year, entering into the dragon year. He's the usher. He ushered her in. He opened the door. That's what an usher does. He opened the door for Taylor Swift. Okay? And as we go in, it gets even crazier. So remember, I told you in my last live streams, from Taylor Swift had the album called Red, like the red dragon on the Wales flag connected to King Charles, who was Prince of Wales. The red dragon, she had the red album. From Toby Keith's Red Solo Cup release on October 10th, 2011, to Taylor Swift's October 22nd Red album was exactly 54 weeks, guys. 54. Red equals 54. Dragon equals 54. Remember, Taylor Swift's album Red was released in a dragon year. Welsh dragon, which is the dragon on the flag of Wales, where Prince Charles and Prince William are. The Welsh dragon equals 54, like dragon year. And from the Red Solo Cup to the Red album is 54, like red. Okay? So again, it's exactly 54 weeks, guys, not even an extra day. Exactly 54 weeks, and red equals 54, from Red Solo Cup to Red album, okay? And remember, it was Toby Keith, the Red Solo Cup, that ushered in Taylor Swift, okay? And yeah, so that's a huge number, that 54 I've been talking about. Jesuit order 54, we know that. Sun equals 54. A red lipstick, which Taylor Swift is wearing here. Hold on. Red lipstick equals 54 in the same cipher as dragon year, okay? Now, remember, Keith's album, okay, was released on 10/10/2011. 10/10, guys. Say 10. Say 10. Satan equals 10. And for the guy saying that you can understand all this without gematria, yeah, it's true. You can understand it's all without gematria, but how are you going to understand why the number 10 is so important and why Toby Keith released his Red Solo Cup on 10/10? Because the Red Solo Cup is say 10, and he released it on 10/10. Satan equals 10. Say 10. Like Marilyn Manson said, say 10. The Marilyn Manson song. There's not much a person more satanic than Marilyn Manson. And he released the album say 10, right? It's all about 10 because Satan equals 10. X is the 10th letter. Yes, thank you guys. X is the 10th letter. We're in the year of the X. So what are the chances? What are the chances that he released the Red Solo Cup, which represents Satan, on the 10/10, okay? And don't forget, Taylor Swift's album was also released in the 10th month. Again, Satan, 10. God also equals 10. Or does it equal 10? I might be wrong about that. But anyways, yeah, Joseph, he says Mark of the Beast equals 54. That goes with my last slide. Mark of the Beast equals 54 also. Okay. So yeah, Satan, and then you have Satan being depicted as the dragon. Okay. So absolutely insane that this red solo cup is tied to Satan, right? I mean, it's got the red, right? But let's get even more crazier, guys. Again, I told you that Satan equals 10, the red solo cup. From the release of the red solo cup by Toby Keith, the anniversary. So remember, in Luke 10:18, Satan falls, the dragon falls like lightning. Barack Obama means like lightning from a high place. I already talked about Barack Obama in the beginning, but drop the 0 in Luke 10:18 and you get the 118, like cancer equals 118, okay? And what did this guy die of? He died of cancer, okay? Cancer equals 118, like Luke 10:18 is the 118, and he had the red solo cup, okay? And he died exactly 118 days after his red solo cup album released, the anniversary of his red solo cup. He died 118 days later of cancer, which equals 118. Okay. So no coincidence there. Perfectly synced with his Satan solo cup, 118 days. And notice he always has the red solo cup. Okay. Yeah, I forgot that, Joseph. Toby Keith's full name equals Barack Hussein Obama in the same cipher, 64, and the Antichrist equals 64 in the same cipher. I don't know why I forgot to put that in here, but that's also something to mention. I'll show that in a minute, but so anyways, I don't know why I've got so much haters going on. There's some girl that thinks me and Joseph are the same person now. Yeah, but anyways, the red solo cup to his death was 118, and he died of cancer, which equals 118. And how about this, guys? This is an easy one. His name Toby equals 62. He died at the age of 62. Okay. Sacrifice equals 62. And he died 62 days before the next Country Music Awards. Okay. So Toby 62, Sacrifice 62. He dies at 62 years old, 62 days before the next show, the Country Music Awards. And he died one day after the Grammys. Okay. Obama is also 62 years old. Yes. Thank you. That ties to Obama, right? Obama is 62, just like Toby Keith. Crown equals 62. He dies one day before the Queen was crowned. Queen equals 62. So again, the Queen was crowned on 6/2 or February 6, 1952. So he died one day before the anniversary of the Queen being crowned, and he died on the same day as King Charles announced he had cancer. Again, Toby Keith died of cancer. Okay. First of all, guys, what are the chances of that? King Charles says he has cancer, and then the same day they announce Toby Keith died of cancer. They're obviously trying to get you to look into the connection between Toby Keith and King Charles, and I'm doing that here, okay? Whenever you have something like that happen, the logical answer is, okay, why is Toby Keith connected to King Charles? They both are connected to cancer on the same day? Like, that's something to look into, okay? And as I've already showed it, you know, I've already shown how it's connected to the dragon in the beginning of this. But anyways, someone in the chat saying, how did they pre-plan it? Well, let's put it this way. I think it's more like magic, guys. I think they're connected to some satanic matrix that they don't necessarily have to do it. I think it's some sort of magical spell that Satan himself or the satanic realm makes these numbers play out. I don't think it's always these people. They don't figure all this out because it's too tight sometimes for them to be doing it all. But of course they know what they're doing, right? They know how to tap into the satanic, energies and the energy transferred, right? And these numbers manifest themselves based off of satanic rituals, okay? Which is exactly why Toby Keith died at 62 days before the next Country Music Awards, okay? Again, it's perfect, right? So, yeah, I wondered about that too, Joseph. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's not so, it's not so easy for us to like, because it's obvious that if you look at the pictures of him recently, Toby Keith, he looked very sick, right? Looked like he had cancer, right? So again, but is this just part of ritual magic where if you sign these deals, this matrix is going to give you cancer and it's going to line it up perfectly? I think there's definitely more to it than just the people doing it, right? But of course, we know we have to expose also the people that are doing it also. So, but there's more to it than that, I think. But yeah, he looked sick. So let's talk about the connection with him and King Charles, because again, they both were tied to the cancer on the same day, right? So remember, in the beginning of the stream, I told you that Charles equals Vlad III, which is the original inspiration of Dracula, which means dragon. Draco means dragon, okay? Charles equals Vlad III, okay? They're descendants. Charles is a descendant of Vlad III. Toby Keith died of stomach cancer, okay? Stomach cancer, the same day that King Charles announced he had cancer. And notice that stomach cancer equals Charles and Vlad III and vampirism, okay? And again, Vlad III was the inspiration for the vampire Dracula. Vampirism equals 123. This is an energy vampire. This is a spiritual vampire and also a physical vampire. Vampirism, 123. Stomach cancer, 123. Okay? Now, Toby Keith died on a Monday, okay? King Charles announced he had cancer on a Monday. Cancer is the ruling sign. The moon is the ruling sign of the sign Cancer, okay? So both of these people are in the news for Cancer on a moon day, Monday. And moon rules Cancer, okay? Remember, the day before, Taylor Swift and Killer Mike were in the Grammy news. Killer Mike was arrested, okay? Killer Mike equals 66, Taylor Swift 66, Charles 66, okay? But Killer Mike equals 51. He was arrested at the Grammys one day before Toby Keith died of cancer and Charles announced he had cancer. He equals 51, like stomach cancer, okay? Taylor Swift, who Toby Keith helped open the door for to get into the business, also equals Taylor Swift equals stomach cancer, guys. They're literally saying that what killed him was a sacrifice for Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift 51, stomach cancer 51. The Illuminati founded on 5-1 by Adam Weishaupt, who equals 51, the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt. Okay. And again, yesterday was Moon Day, and moon equals 51, like stomach cancer. And yesterday's date, if you guys look down there at the bottom, at the middle, February 5th, 2 plus 5 plus 20 plus 24 equals 51. That means he died of stomach cancer on 51 date numerology, and moon equals 51. It was a moon day, and cancer is what he died of, and the moon is the ruling sign of Cancer. And Taylor Swift equals 51. Killer Mike, he got killed. Killer Mike equals 51. All perfectly syncs with the number 51 here, and the moon, okay? And remember, it's the moon that's going to be causing an eclipse later this year in front of the sun, okay? So that's just what I see, guys. The moon is a perfect day to have a cancer ritual because it's moon day, right? And it has 51 date numerology, like moon equals 51, stomach cancer 51. And remember, guys, I showed you about this, how there's going to be a Super Bowl commercial with the Red Dragon, and it's connected to Taylor Swift's album, okay? And this is the team in Wales, which I already connected to King Charles, who was the Prince of Wales, And his current son, William, is the Prince of Wales now. And if King Charles was to die, the Prince of Wales, Prince William, will take over for him, okay? And this all connects to the Red Dragon of Wales. And this team called Wrexham, which also has the Red Dragon, and they're based out of Wales, okay? And then this is Anthony Hopkins, who played Hannibal Lecter in the Red Dragon, dressing up as a mascot, the Red Dragon, okay? So let's talk about the latest vampire movie that was released. It was called Renfield. Remember, I said King Charles is a descendant of the real-life Count Dracula. So I went from the most recent vampire movie that was released on March 30th, 2023, and 44 weeks later, guys, after Renfield, which equals 44, Toby Keith dies of cancer, which equals 44. And this movie starred Nicolas Cage, which equals 44. And the word kill also equals 44. Obama was the 44th president. So it connects to Obama as well. But yeah, what are the chances that this all connects with the 44? 44 weeks after the Dracula movie, he dies of cancer. And Renfield, 44, cancer, 44. And Nicolas Cage plays the vampire, and Nicolas Cage equals 44. Remember, in I Pet Goat, Obama has the fang. Look at his teeth in I Pet Goat, guys. His fang, he literally has a vampire fang, guys. So, and I already showed you the connections to Obama. Joseph's in the chat also sharing stuff. And yeah, so a lot to think about here with the 44, but this is just the basic that I connected here. And how about this, guys? You know, look at the real name of Toby Keith. His real name is actually Toby Covell, which equals 119, like the Red Dragon, like King of England. So are you telling me that they both died, or that he died of cancer the same day that he announced he had cancer, and his name, Toby Covell, equals King of England and the Red Dragon and Dragon Order? And look at this, guys. All three cipher match. Dragon Order, the Red Dragon, and King of England. 3 cipher match, okay? And both in the news the same day for cancer, okay? And both have the 119. So again, another perfect connection with Toby Keith. And now here's to the Donald Trump connection. Donald Trump is also connected to this, as everything's connected, guys. So Toby Keith actually played the national anthem at Trump's inauguration. Of course, Toby Keith did not acknowledge Trump. So Trump, I think, kind of had a vendetta against Toby Keith. But Trump also awarded Toby Keith the Medal of Arts in 2021. So Donald Trump and Toby Keith are both very connected. 2 different events where Toby Keith played at Trump's inauguration, and Toby Keith was awarded the Medal of Arts by Trump, okay? And just look at this. From the death of Toby Keith to Trump's next birthday is 130 days. Human sacrifice, 130, okay? Washington also equals 130. I don't think that's a coincidence, guys. Trump's birthday, 130 days after the human sacrifice, right? The death, okay? Also, notice from the day that Trump awarded him the Medal of Arts on January 13th, 2021, to the day he died is exactly 1,118 days. And that's not so different from cancer, which equals 118. I know it's not a great match, guys, but I thought it was interesting that he died exactly 1,118 days after Trump gave him the honor. You can see them right here, guys. Toby Keith and Trump right next to each other. And 1,018 days later, he died. And cancer equals 118, okay? Death also equals 118 in Jewish, okay? So I don't think it's a coincidence that it's exactly 1,118 days. Don't think so. And I think that's my last slide. Yep, guys, that's my last slide. So let's see. Let's just go back to the main points here. Again, the moon, it all happened on a moon day, which is ruled by Cancer, and you had 2 people in the news about cancer on that day, and it's all about the 51, connecting to the moon, 51. And again, the sacrifice was all connected to the 62. Toby kicked 62. He dies 62 days before the award ceremony. The red solo cup represents Satan falling, the dragon falling. Okay. He dies 118 days after the release anniversary of his red solo cup. He's always holding the red solo cup. Cancer equals 118. Again, he released his album Red Solo Cup on 10/10, which is Satan, right? 10, say 10. He released his Red Solo Cup exactly 54 weeks before Taylor Swift's Red album, and he's the one that helped Taylor Swift in the door of country music. And 54 weeks exactly, and red equals 54, like dragon year, like Welsh dragon, which is on the flag here. And again, here's where it talks about he's the one that opened the door. He's the usher, okay, for Taylor Swift. And this is the big one, guys. Old serpent, which is referenced as the dragon in Revelations 12:9. The old serpent, the dragon, Satan or the devil, equals red solo cup. Okay. I thought that was crazy. Also equals Toby Keith in 2 ciphers. Yeah, that's a good connection. Uncanny deduction. He has the same initials as, Keith Covell, which is in his name, has that KC in it. Don't forget Kansas City Chiefs. So let me bring this up real fast, since I missed this in my presentation. But anyway, I talked about Barack Hussein Obama being, if you spell it right. So Barack Hussein Obama being in the iPad GOAT that was released, that was re-uploaded yesterday, he equals 64. Let me just take away all these other ciphers. I'll just show you what I mean here. So Barack Hussein Obama equals 64. The Antichrist, right? 64. The full name of Toby Keith, Toby Keith Covell, equals 64. Okay. Kansas City Chiefs. Hold on. Equals 64. Okay. So all in the same cipher, guys. 64, all in the same cipher. Barack Hussein Obama, the Antichrist, Toby Keith's full name, 64. Kansas City Chiefs, 64. All the same cipher. So, and remember, last year Matthew Perry died on the day, leaving 64 days in the year. Joe Biden also equals 64 in the ordinal cipher. 64 is a huge number, guys. 64 also equals Joe Biden. Kill equals 64 in the reverse. So there's a lot to talk about with the 64. Yeah, I don't think it was Toby Keith that performed at the Las Vegas incident a few years ago. That was Jason Aldean. But yeah, I can get where you guys would think they're very similar. I find them to be very similar. Jason Aldean and Toby Keith. I don't know. They have a similar vibe to them. Country guys. Yeah, Israel equals 64. Israel was attacked 64 days after Obama's birthday. Yeah. So I just wanted to bring up that 64, but I wanted to also look into this song. Okay. So this is the one song that I could find that shows Toby Keith literally, kind of dying, right? He's in a bar fight and then he's hooked up to all this stuff and he's getting injected, but he goes and he touches this girl's butt and then she actually cuts off his supply of something and knocks him out again. Okay. Notice the snake right there. You can see, right? The catechist, the snake, right? With the X and that reminds me of the Chi Rho, which is like the Christogram almost in a way. It's not the same symbol, but it reminds me of that. So anyway, this is the song that he's very well known for, As Good As I Once Was, okay? And in the song, he's kind of laying in bed looking like he's dying. or getting jabbed, right? Well, I want to show you guys the gematria of this. Notice, as good as I once was equals 62. Now, what age did Toby Keith, right here, who sings As Good As I Once Was, die at? What did he die at? He died at 62, okay? I talked about the 62. Hold on, let me bring it back up. Here's the 62s all connected to Toby Keith, and the song where it looks like he's dying, As Good As I Once Was, equals 62 and 262. And this is tied to the Queen because the Queen, her funeral, remember I told you she's tied to the dragon. Her funeral was on the 262 day of the year, okay? And Queen of the United Kingdom, let me bring up the 262s. Let me take these out. Hold on. So look at this 262 connection, okay? Yeah, good one, Joseph. His song As Good As I Once Was equals Sacrifice, 170 and 62. But look at this. Queen Elizabeth, she was buried, her funeral was on the 262nd day of the year. Queen of the United Kingdom equals 262. She was buried on that day. Okay? And the song by Toby Keith, As Good As I Once Was, equals 262, like ruler of the underworld, which is interesting, but neodyne derivative. Okay? I don't know where this came from. I think it's some sort of neodyne or something connected with the you-know-what. But it's interesting that in this song, looks like he's getting injected, guys. And so the song equals 262, like neo. Let me type this in. I don't know what this is, but I had this up from a long time ago. Let's see what this is. Hold on. Does anyone know what this neodyne derivative is? Okay. This is part of the toxic airborne event. Sorry, guys. It wasn't connected with the you-know-what. It was connected with this. You guys remember the white noise? Well, that makes sense, guys. Last year, around the same time as this event, Toby Keith died this year, you had the event in Ohio where you had the white noise movie predicting the train of derailment that sent chemicals into the air. And it was a neodyne derivative that they're sent into the air. That's what that 262 is. Neodyne derivative. But anyway, it equals 262. Like As Good As I Once Was, right? Which is this song. So I thought that was interesting. And his other songs, okay, so here's a few other observations I want to point out. Give it a second, guys. My computer's loading very slowly. Another song that he's known for is called How Do You Like Me Now? Okay. So How Do You Like Me Now? Do You Like Me Now? By Toby Keith. So this song came out. Look at the date this song came out, guys. November 22nd. November 22nd, 1999, right? So you guys know how big a day that is. That's the day that JFK got you-know-what. I think this ties to Donald Trump's head wound also. But November 22nd was How Do You Like Me Now, right? Another song is called Beer for My Horses, which reminds me of the book of Revelations. Notice that Beer for My Horses equals 191. Like Elizabeth the second equals 191. Okay. And notice that Society of Jesus, if you spell it right, equals 191 in the same cipher. So Beer for My Horses equals Society of Jesus and Elizabeth II, right? 191. Well, Beer for My Horses is connected, I believe, to the horses and the Four Horsemen. He did this song with Willie Nelson, but look at the date this was released, April 7th. Now, if you guys remember early on my Decode, I talked about how this was an important date. Why? Because he died 62 days before the April 7th CMT Awards. So the Country Music Awards this year on April 7th, one of his famous songs came out on April 7th, okay? And he died 62 days before that, and he died at 62. His name equals 62. So again, this date, April 7th, connects perfectly with his song Beer for My Horses. There's probably more to find here, guys, but I ran out of time. Making connections for the video, but keep that in mind. Now, another thing I really want to point out here is this. I told you guys that Toby Keith died 118 days after the anniversary of his red solo cup. Okay, so let me show you this connection. He died on February 5th, right? He died 118 days after his red solo cup. Okay, his song called Red Solo Cup. Let me find that. Hold on. So yeah, here's the slide, right? He died 118 days after Red Solo Cup. So I went and I looked, what is 118 days after the day February 5th, where we had two cancer connections in one day? We had Toby Keith and we had King Charles. So what's 118 days like cancer after the date he died? Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. So if you go 118 days after Toby Keith and King Charles announced their cancer, or he died and he announced, okay, you land on 6-2, which is the sacrifice number, which is the date that I was just talking about him with the 6-2. So you land on June 2nd, 118 days after his cancer death, and you land on 6-2. And the reason that this is an important date, guys, is because in the show Manifest, they make a connection to this date and the dragon year. And let me see if I can find that. Hold on. June 2nd. Hold on. See if I can find this. So if you guys haven't seen this show, you guys don't have to watch it, but I want you guys to see how this show was telling us a date that I'm really looking at. Okay, June 2nd, 2024. In this date, they have to decode the end of the world, and the date that they come up with for the end, I can't explain the whole plot here, okay? But the date that they come up with for the end is June 2nd, the wood dragon. See, it says right here, the year of the wooden dragon is 2024, June 2nd. And I just took 118 days after the cancer day, which cancer equals 118, and I landed on this day. And why is this day so important? Not only was it in the show Manifest, they told us this date, but it also is a huge day because the word the Antichrist equals 154, okay? 154, right? And this day is the 154th day of the year in a leap year. Remember, Obama will be 62 years old on this day, and this is the 6-2 date. The 62 is a huge number, guys. Toby equals 62. This was all connected to the 62, okay? So what I'm saying is this could be a big date, okay? Look at the 192 multiplication date numerology. Remember the 192, guys? But this 118 leads us to this day, and I don't think that's a coincidence. I do not think it's a coincidence. It's tied to Manifest, the show, perfectly. All right, let me see what you guys are saying here. Yeah, 6-2 is all tied to the queen, guys. I mean, queen equals 62, crown equals 62. She became queen on 6-2, and she was coronated on 6-2. Sacrifice equals 6-2. Yeah, well, there's so much to say about that number, but that's why I'm saying it's very interesting. I see that 7-1 is in the chat. Much love to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Also, I see that Labda 115 is in the chat. Welcome to you also. If you guys have not checked out these channels, go check out 7-1, who's in the chat right now, and also Labda 115, who's got the blue wrench. Please go check out their channels. Their links will also be in the video after the video's over. They'll be in the video if you guys want to check out their links. Also, go check out Joseph Aquaviva 2222, who's also in the chat. All their links will be in the description of the video after. Zenith of the Alpha is also in the chat. Thank you, Zenith. Oh, thank you, Zenith. I thought you covered this. Did you cover this manifest date, June 2nd? Because you're sharing a video, so I thought you covered this. Can you guys please hit the like button? I've got 150 in the chat, but I only have 68 likes. I would really appreciate if you guys hit the like button. At least try to get the likes up to like 100. Yeah, Revelation 6:2 talks about a white horse and a crown. Okay, so guys, go check out Zenith of the Alpha's link that he just showed in the chat. Okay, and that's a clip of the Manifest show talking about the date June 2nd, 2024. Okay, and this ties perfectly to Obama, guys. Joseph, you seeing this? June 2nd is the 154 day of the year, the Antichrist 154. 62, like Obama is 62 years old right now. Okay, sacrifice 62. It's 118 days after Toby Keith was, I keep wanting to say Kobe. Kobe does sound like Toby, though, doesn't it? I keep wanting to say Kobe, though, every time I say his name. Yeah. Yeah, good one. Okay, Joseph. Yeah, he died 154 days after his birthday. Good one. When was his birthday? Okay, hold on. When was his birthday? I don't even know if I know Toby Keith. Hold on. July 8th. That's right. July 8th. So here it is, guys. July 8th, 2023 was Toby Keith's last birthday. And from that day to his death on 2/5 was 212 days. Okay, so from his next birthday. Okay, I get it. So 154 days before his next birthday. Oh, shoot, what did I do? 2024. So 154 days before his next birthday. And I just did a little bit of a decode showing how his cancer death connects to June 2nd, which is the 154th day of the year. Okay. Big number. So watch out for that. Sorry, guys. '62 is mineral samarskite. Image of the Soviet hammer. Interesting. The sickle and the star. Wow, interesting. That's a good addition. Thank you, Errant Protocol. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Yeah, give a big shout out to Captain Flatastic. She's also fighting cancer right now. So we got a real life sister who needs our prayers and our well wishes for her and her cancer. So in the chat, give her a big heart in the chat for your prayers and love. Yeah, I mean, we've all lost people from cancer. And I'm definitely not saying that Toby Keith did not die of cancer. He may have the satanic realm, if you sign on, you may just be dying of cancer on the exact day that that's tied to your ritual, But for the sister in the chat, we're give her a big heart and love. Yeah, thanks for the hearts, guys. There we go. Lots of hearts. Appreciate that. See, you got lots of good love and prayers coming your way. She's been a great supporter of my channel too, guys. So, she's great. Yeah, I mean, part of this, there's so many chemicals in the air, guys. We have a lot of, we have a lot of toxins to fight against, guys. So a lot of different diseases can come just from being filled with toxins all around. The best thing to do is be eating dulse seaweed. Dulse detoxifies heavy metals out of your body, like mercury, lead, cadmium, arsenic. Also, wild blueberries are very good for detoxification. Dulse, I'll type it in the chat, dulse seaweed. And yeah, that's the stuff that I've been using to detox, basically. And it does make me feel better when I use it. You got to get those heavy metals out of there. Also, the dulse seaweed has a lot of iodine. So the iodine helps to also clean out your thyroid and all that stuff. So I'm not sure about all the details of your sickness, but I just know that dulse should help at least get the heavy metals out. Because even if you're very good about what you put on you, you're still walking around in a dirty area. The chemicals they spray in the air, the stuff that they're putting all around us in our food. You can find them online. The dulse seaweed, the best ways to get it from, I can't remember the name of it, but just type in dulse seaweed and there's just make sure it's at like Atlantic dulse. Sorry, guys, I misspelled it wrong. It's Dulce. Yeah, just make sure it's like Atlantic, I think is the most clean. But even if it's got stuff in it, I've also noticed that people that eat a lot of fish are more susceptible to cancers and stuff. My uncle just passed away of cancer and he ate a lot of fish. Now, fish has a lot of mercury, lead, and chemicals from the ocean in it. So the seaweed helps to detoxify that and pull that out. Also, cilantro, which is an herb. Cilantro is very good for pulling out heavy metals. Yeah, that's true. Anyways, we got off topic for a minute, but I think that needed to be said. Just sending love. Well, yeah, good that you don't eat fish, I guess. I don't eat a lot of fish either. I used to eat a lot of salmon, but I think it's too high in mercury. Let's see. Anyone else have any additions to this riddle with Toby Keith and June 2nd? Yeah, I mean, with cilantro, you just have to put it in something. I wouldn't just eat it plain, I guess. I love cilantro in like a guacamole. It tastes great, but some people might not like it. Yeah, it's good to eat some fish with the omegas. I know sardines are sardines are less polluted and they still have the omega-3s in case you guys want the omega-3s. Salmon has omega-3s, but it's higher in mercury. So, I mean, I'm by no means a doctor or anything, so don't take this as medical advice. I'm just saying what I've been doing to feel better. Yeah, I just had a Thai curry today, actually. Funny you mentioned Thai. I love Thai food. I put cilantro in my Thai curry. Yeah. And also an Indian curry. But I don't eat a lot of meat. I eat a bit of meat and mostly just vegetables and fruits. I'm like a pescatarian, I guess you could say. Yeah, I'll have to look. I don't know the exact brand that I used to buy because now I'm in Germany. I don't remember the name of the United States brand of the seaweed. But if you type it in like Amazon, it's like one of the biggest brands. It's like Atlantic Dulce or something like that. Just look for like Atlantic Dulce. It comes from Maine. The seaweed does. It's the cleanest stuff. My mom uses colloidal silver. Yeah. Anyways, I guess no one else has anything with the numbers. Everyone's talking about food now. So yeah, so tomorrow, guys, this is my last live stream from Germany for 3 months. So I'll be going to Albania. Again, guys, I wanna plug this right now because I have this new site where you can be a member for as little as $1 a month, and then you get early access to my streams and my presentations before I show them. So if you guys are interested in that, it really helps me out as I'm going through this crazy world. But yeah, it's not expensive if you guys want to be a $1 a month subscriber. That would really support me. You know, if 100 people helped out, that would really help me. So hopefully, I just wanted to point that out. Here's my posts I've been making. Again, guys, I post these posts before I do them live, so you guys can see them ahead of time. So anyone that wants to see those first. Also, I plan on doing live streams, private live streams, as soon as I get enough subscribers. So right now I only have 13, so it doesn't do me any good to do that right now, but I want to do that later and start adding extra things. So that's just my shameless plug. Yeah, me and my girlfriend will be in Albania. Please pray that there's no earthquakes while we're there. There's a chance that there could be earthquakes there. Remember last year around this time there was an earthquake in Turkey, which is not too far from Albania. I grind buds. You asking me what's my take on the stance? Is it God's script or is it secret societies? Well, I think the secret societies are trying to hijack God's script. So ultimately, I think God is the highest or the ultimate script writer, but these people are always trying to hijack that for their own agendas, right? Which I think is pretty much what God allows, but he only allows it for a certain time. And then he puts an end to it, right? Just like the flood. God had to put an end to the days of Noah with the flood. So thank you guys for hitting the like button. I'm up to 94 likes. I appreciate that. If anyone else has not hit the like button yet, I would ask that you please do that. Yeah, that's a good point, David Olson. The Queen was buried on the 262nd day of the year. And Brock Purdy, the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, was the 262nd pick. He was Mr. Irrelevant. He's the last pick. Okay. Let me just bring him up. This guy is, wait, first of all, look at this. That's a good mention. Look where this guy is from. He's from Queen Creek, Arizona. He's from Queen Creek, and he was drafted the 262nd pick. Okay. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on. Right here. He was the final pick in the draft. He's from Queen Creek. He was the 262 overall pick. And Queen Elizabeth was buried on the 262 day of the year. Okay. September 19th. The 262 day of the year. And he's from Queen Creek, this guy. Okay. And remember, the Super Bowl is exactly 521 days after the Queen died. 521 is the 98th prime. The Queen died on 9/8. This Super Bowl is very connected to the Queen. Super connected. Okay. So Brock Purdy, number 262. The Queen was buried on 262. Okay. Queen of the United Kingdom equals 262, as I showed here. Queen of the United Kingdom, 262. Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting, how the Holy Bible equals 201, Again, I think it's like a hijacked. Okay, thank you, Joseph Fogarty, for that. The other 65s is the Knights Templar equals 65. I talked a lot about 65 and Knights Templar. Yeah, that's a good one. Equals 65. And that would be connected to the Order of the Dragon, right? I think the Knights Templar or the Jesuits are the ones who are actually the Order of the Dragon, right? So my mom uses colloidal silver, but I do not use colloidal silver. No, my mom uses it. I don't know if my mom's in the chat. She's been watching lately. Big shout out to my mom. Really, Visionary Vet says Ryan Reynolds has a video of him dressed up as the devil having a picnic on the 50-yard line of the Death Star Stadium. Really? Holy moly, I got to look that up. Because I already tied Ryan Reynolds to this. Ryan Reynolds is the owner of the Dragons, of the Dragon team, guys. I talked about this. Ryan Reynolds owns the Red Dragons, the Wrexham Dragons, that are having a Super Bowl ad with the Dragon, right? And Ryan Reynolds has a commercial of him dressed as the devil at the 50-yard line of the Death Star. Remember, the Death Star is the name of the stadium that the Super Bowl is going to be in, guys. The Death Star. Let me just show you guys. Death Star. So the Raiders Stadium is called the Death Star, and this is where the Super Bowl is going to be. Okay. Let me see if I can find Ryan Reynolds doing this. I don't know if I'll find it, but hold on. Remember, Ryan Reynolds played Deadpool. And Deadpool is all about like blood red, So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna find it in images here, but here's him with the Wrexham Dragons, guys. Yeah, I'll look that up later though. I don't know how I can find it now. A match commercial, huh? Interesting. Match. Ryan Reynolds commercial. Devil commercial. I can't spell, like, really. Is this it? Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, this brings everything together I've been talking about. When was this, though? I don't know when this was, but look at this. I mean, come on now. I've been talking about Ryan Reynolds and the dragon, and now he's wearing basically a Satan. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, good find. I just don't. Do you know when this commercial came out? Was it a couple years ago or was it a recent one? Again, this is the guy that owns the Dragon team that's doing a Super Bowl commercial this year, guys. Oh man. Yeah, the stadium's name is Allegiant Stadium, but the nickname of it is the Death Star. But what is the Death Star equal? Hold on. Doing on the fly decoding. Death Star equals 33. Yeah, I'll have to look more into that, guys. Why the stadium the Super Bowl is in is called the Death Star. Remember, that's a reference to Star Wars. Yeah. Thank you for that, Visionary Vet. I appreciate that heads up. I'll look more into that. And if you guys saw, I posted something in my community section about the red ring. My last video was about the red ring, okay? And I made a post yesterday, if you guys didn't see it, in my community section of YouTube, where I showed that in the iPet Goat movie, there's the red ring, okay? Right here, guys. So you see the red ring around this woman that's crying for her son in the iPet Goat with the perfume bottle, right? But remember, in my last video, I just talked about the red ring, and now I didn't even really notice this before, but the red ring around her, and this looks like the Lombardi trophy. Like, let me show you. Hold on. So you notice the Lombardi trophy, right? Remember, the shape of the football is the Vesica Pisces too, by the way. But sorry, guys, my computer's loading slow. But this looks very similar to the shape of the lady here, right? The football, and then like the stand that it's on, and it's got the red ring. So how is this going to tie into the red ring? And you know what's funny? My girlfriend just said on German television earlier, they mentioned that they want Elvis, or not Elvis, they want Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift to get married by Elvis in Vegas. So does this red ring represent the red wedding? I've already talked about the red wedding, okay? Or the red wedding, or the red proposal, whatever you want to call it. So there's going to be a proposal at the Super Bowl. Or is there even going to be a wedding? I don't know. But it's very interesting. Yeah, somebody told me I stole Dr. Savage's something, some I don't know if this lady's watching. Her name is like I don't remember her name, but she thinks that me and Joseph are literally the same person. She thinks that Joseph is running my channel also. Somehow Joseph is also me because we sound similar, and I'm using a voice recorder. It's the most crazy theory I've ever heard in my life. I can easily prove her wrong, but I mean, I don't know. Either way, I just think people are getting crazy nowadays, trying to think that everyone's out to get them. People think that everyone's out to get them. I'm not out to get you guys, I promise. And neither is Joseph. Okay? I just couldn't believe what she's saying. She literally writes on all my posts now how I'm Joseph, and I don't even know. I don't want to give her too much energy. But yeah. Yeah, you're right. Avoid the distractions. You're right. Let's see. What are people saying again? So let's see. Yeah, Joseph. Yeah, you're doing a very good job at playing Cody, right? Doing a very good job. You should be in all these movies, Joseph. You're the best actor I've ever seen in my life. Some of the people that they have going against Joseph right now, I mean, these people they're using the most ridiculous gematria to try to prove that Joseph's an agent too. It's just ridiculous, man. I mean, it just makes me laugh. It doesn't make me mad. It just makes me laugh. I just don't understand how people are that insane at this point. You got to use some common sense sometimes. Yeah, I should do a collab. The problem is that my computer still doesn't have a working camera. So unfortunately, I unless I got on like a live somehow with my phone or something, but I've shared pictures of of me with you guys on my community section. I've shared a picture of me and my girlfriend in Albania a few months ago. So, I mean, yeah, I don't need to prove her wrong because it's obvious that she's already trying. She's just not seeing clearly, you know. And I'm not against her. I'm not saying she's a bad person. She just does. I don't. She thinks everyone's out to get her, but no one's out to get her. You know. Yeah, some people have lost their minds, and I'm losing. And sometimes I'm losing my mind at these people that are losing their mind. Yeah, if Joseph is the same person as me, then he's a double decoder, which means he has the completely different codes than his original channel. And if you notice that me and Joseph have very different decoding styles too, it doesn't make any sense for us to be the same person. Everything we do is, I mean, me and Joseph see eye to eye on most everything, but I mean, we're not near the same the way we do our channel or anything. Yeah, it's true. Electronics make us crazy. I'm gonna spend a bit of so if you guys don't see a video from me in the next couple days, it's because I'm off doing my thing. Hopefully, it's nice weather in Albania for me and my girlfriend, and hopefully, I can get a few days break from the computer. I don't spend a lot of time on the computer compared to how I used to. These decodes actually come together pretty fast now, but still, I'm hoping to have some nice weather and unplug a little bit. So if you guys don't see me for a few days, don't think I left you. I'm just probably enjoying myself in the nature or by the ocean or something. It's not going to be that warm though, so I don't know if. All right, guys. Well, if there's anyone else that has anything else to say, um, get your last words in now, and then we'll wrap it up. Yeah, that's true. We all need to screen detox. Yep, I think that's true. Definitely need to detox from the screens. Hey, Casey Jones. Much love, brother. Giving a big shout out to Casey Jones Astrology in the chat. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Captain. Flatastic. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Like I said, if you guys would just hit the like button on your way out, and make sure you go subscribe to all the other channels that I'm going to be posting in the links in my video after this is posted. I'll post the links with all the channels. Go subscribe to them. Subscribe to me if you haven't already subscribed to me, and hit the like buttons on all their channels too. Spread the love around. All right. So, anyways, God bless you all. I'll see you guys in a few days. I'll keep you updated on when my next video will be. And thank you guys all for coming tonight. All the awesome decoders in the chat, all the lovely people. So much love to you all. God bless you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.